Hello people, I thought I'd share a little video about these catering blenders. This is the dynamic MX91. That is it, made in France. Okay. These come in regularly and I repair them. So I thought I'll sort of point out some of the things that needs to be looked at. A lot of the time the failure on these are brushes. Okay, somebody's done a brush replacement on this and it stopped working, and I wonder why. Okay, these brushes have been filed to its size and it's not even the right size. The correct size, which are the original brushings, has markings on them, is this. Okay, so the brush sizes are 6mm by 8mm by approximately 13 to 14mm, or you can even go up to 16 millimeter. Okay, so it's and then you've got the bottom like this, which goes into the actual slot. So let me give you an example, and then you put the end cap on. Alright, and then the black end cap goes like that and secures it in place. Okay, so the voltage is actually traveling through this wire into this housing, and then that's making the contact through the spring and the copper wire inside. Anyway, so that's one of the common problems, is brushes. Second is the bearings here. So you've got a bearing here, they bugger up. That's not so bad. I've not come across with many of them, but obviously when it needs to be serviced, you need to replace all the bearings. Okay, so one here, and sometime on some of these models, what you will find is there is a bearing here on the inner side of this insert, this piece. So let me find you a little diagram here. So you'd be looking at replacing 1186 and 0607. So 1186. So yeah. So that 0607 is a water seal, and just looking for this 11 that I can't sort of. 1186. Of course it is. Okay. So that is the MX2000 bearing holder in black. Okay. So those are the two items that needs to be replaced, as well as the bearings. Okay, depending on the wear level, as I said, if there is a bearing at the bottom, some of them do have, then that needs to be replaced. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. It's just one of those things. But also what I've noticed is a lot of the time when they come in, there is a little tension spring, like a little round spring that sits there, just so that it holds the bearing flushed, and it just gives that little bit of a tolerance, if it makes sense. That is missing. All right, you can see that's also missing. Thank you for the gentleman who's done the repair on this. The shaft is another issue, because these get used especially in obviously for the catering industry. What really needs to happen is once they've utilized, they need to sort of clean it. And what I mean by cleaning it is to dip it into a bucket of water with a bit of liquid and run it for about a couple of minutes. So what happens is any excessive grease, gravy, whatever that goes into it, whatever that they're blending, at least it'll allow it to clear itself as much as possible. It won't clear it 100%, but it will keep it clean. What tends to happen is that the shaft starts corroding around this area. Okay, this is another common problem, and if it's getting serviced regularly, I mean, as you can see, it's already started this corrosion process here. There's a little dot there, and that is a start of a corrosion process. So that's that, and also you've got, let me see if I can get this out. There has been instances where on some of the other models you've got a plastic little screw type of a thing that gets pushed in, and then you got threadings on, and then you thread that in, whereas this one just slides in. So this isn't so bad, okay, but just be careful when you do install this. It needs to be installed properly, because if you strip this insert, this bit here, you're in some serious trouble, right? Because you'll have to replace the entire shaft, whereas the other one is replaceable. So that's that. Let me sort of rebuild this back up. Okay, so as I said, I just didn't think of doing a video, but thought I'll share this with you. Okay, so that will go back. Let me pull it out. Yep, that will go back just like that. Okay, now turn this upside down. I have applied a tiny amount of lubrication grease around these seals, just to give that extra bit of support. I'm going to apply a little bit. This is catering grease, so for catering equipment grease. So you're not using any type of grease, you know, just a random grease. It's not. It is food grade, I should say. If that's the correct word. All right. So again, it's all. There's an excessive wear here. You can see a little bit of cutting going on here. Okay, so there is an excessive wear. Somebody's done this work before, and they haven't serviced it. As I said, when you're doing the service, you've got to replace bearings and the bottom sleeves and everything else with it, which is a good part of you know, these sleeves are not cheap. They are expensive. They're pretty decent amount of money, you see. So most people do understand why most people hesitate to spend, because it's not cheap. So I'm going to push that in. All right, so that's been pressed in, and you can see that's come out. Now lining up this is pretty, you know, it's easy, but just if you're not competent, don't mess about with it. It's a simple thing. Now when this gets flushed in, they need to be pressed in, and just like that, it needs to seat properly. All right, next stage would be to start seating these brushes, the ones I've got here. Before reseating the brushes, just give it a good clean with a bit of alcohol or cleanser substance with the cotton bud, and just go around and just give it a good clean. I've already done them, and that's why you're not going to see anything coming out of them, but that's also, you know, highly recommended. Sort of this can be a little bit fiddly, because this plate needs to seat like that. So what's bothering me is the gloves. I'm going to feel a good feel of these going in. Give it a good tight. There is a tool for this too. There's a little circle thing, but don't worry about that. Right, as long as it's firmly tight, it should be fine. Next one goes in. Again, grab hold onto the cap. Just gently thread it in and give it a decent tight. Okay. Next step is to put the top housing back on. Again, as I said, these are pretty straightforward to work with, but so there's two connectors here. There's one here and one here for your power terminal, so they get connected. And one on the opposite side. Sadly, I'd usually rest this on the actual bench and just crack on with it, but because I'm doing this video I've got to keep it within this certain angle, hence I'm sort of struggling a little bit, but there you have it. Now blade will be the last thing I'll be installing, so let's sort of thread them in. Do it by hand first. If you want to use an electric screwdriver, by all means do that after, but not as of immediate effect. Alright. Right, but I'm going to sort of torque them up after, and as a torquing, just firm tight. There's already a screw that's been missing, so I've had to replace it with something a little bit different and longer. So this cable, this flexible cable, can sort of break around this corner because of constant movement. Now this is not a proper rubber, you know, I think this is just a standard cable that's been taken, chopped off a kettle lead or something like this. This is not designed for constant maneuverability. So what's needed is flexible rubber cable, which is actually, that's what it's, those cables are designed for use with these sort of equipments. But somebody's again done a very beautiful job, as we can appreciate with the brushes side of it, and you know, left those cables. So I won't be replacing that. That's not what it came in here for. So that's that. So now what I'm going to do is just use a different screw bit, just torque them up gently. Usually I go corner to corner. Just so that it seats evenly. Alright, let's just do it one more time. I'm going to go a little bit stronger. Okay. Okay. Okay, now just got it sort of, don't go crazy on torquing these up, you know, tightening them up, right? Just go easy. Just let this stress go away, if it makes sense. So turn it and wait for a moment. Okay, I'm quite satisfied that that's what's so okay. Right, so now the time to install the blade. Again, sharpening the blade. I've seen many that people have just butchered the blade. The blade's about 40 quid. So they butchered it with a bench grinder. You've got to be careful when you're sharpening these up. Yes, you can use a bench grinder, otherwise you've got to use a specific tool, special tool to do that. Some people I've seen doing it with a file. Again, if you can get the sharpness out of it, fair enough, but don't butcher it by using a bench grinder and cutting into the blade and losing the balancing of the blade. I did one not so long ago, and that was the worst one. They've literally cut into the cut away the metal part of the blade, and it's not balanced very well. Yeah, slip me a screwdriver, that's okay. Very nicely tightened. Let's moment of truth. Let's sort of power it up and just spin it. All right, so here we go. Moment of truth. All right. There we have it. So that's that for the dynamic MX91. Hope you found this video useful. Get it seen by people that will do a proper job, and when it's due for a service, get it checked once every whatever that they're going to charge. I can't just see it being ridiculously expensive, but just get it serviced. It's a good part of a 400, between 400 and 500 pound unit this now. Back in the days it was about 250, something like that, but the prices have substantially increased like with anything else around the world. So